If I were to ask you, what is the most useless Pokemon of all time? Your mind would probably go to Magikarp. But it's about time we put some respect on his name by beating an entire game. It can't be that hard, right? You're probably thinking, Ehsen, doesn't he only learn Splash? What are you going to do? Jesus. As we all know, he struggled for our sins. Didn't he die for... Shut the fuck up. When a Pokemon's PP becomes flaccid, it begins to struggle, which, although obnoxiously long to do with Splash, is possible. I entered that lab with nothing but a dream, only to find out Professor Tree's gambling addiction led to all the starters being lost. So I ended up with Magikarp instead. And so began one of the greatest battles of all time. Splash him back to his ancestors. Yeah, we lost, but not without putting up a fight. We did our best, and that's all that matters. Sometimes you may lose, but you know what? That's fine. I spent the next 6 hours PP stalling Kakunas for crumbs of EXP. There weren't many complications until I got greedy and started challenging trainers for EXP. No! He was 1 HP! Bug catcher Rick, I will destroy you! So I hopped on my Sigma male grind set till level 15, where everything changed because I learned Tackle, only to have all of my data erased. So I used rare candies to get back to where I was. I can assure you, they will never be used again. I obliterated Bugcatcher Rick with my newfound powers, and then grinded till level 30 to challenge Brock. He resists normal type moves. What do you expect me to do? With the power of over-leveling in the palm of my hands, Brock went down to a couple of tackles, but mostly Flail, which does more damage with the less HP that you have. Yes, that's right. Magikarp has plot armor. Let's go! The first gym, boys! It only took like 5 hours! I then get to go through my favorite part of Pokemon games, the caves. On my way through Hell on Earth, I sneak past these costumed individuals only to run into even more goddamn Zubats. I also beat up a nerd and stole his rocks, which was pretty funny. Cerulean City, baby! The land of hopes and dreams. What could possibly go wrong? The rival wasn't able to contend with the combined powers of Tackle and Flail, leading to an easy win. So I slaughtered some children to quench Magikarp's bloodlust. They were even stupid enough to try and recruit me to their team, as if Magikarp would ever bow down to anyone else. Though I was soon humbled by a hiker and his Geodude. We only lost because we ran out of PP there. I was right, to be fair. I'll just include this in the video where I get the ticket from him because I then blackmailed a dude into giving me his cruise tickets. It was time to challenge the gym. Let's prove who the true king of the ocean is right here and right now. Oh, well, king or queen, we gotta be inclusive. It was in fact Misty. I could have won that. I definitely could have won that. This is what experts like to call copium. Misty is the first real roadblock off the run. Her Staryu has Harden and Recover, making it really difficult to kill with physical moves on top of having Water Pulse for high damage. Even in a perfect scenario where my HP is low enough to be in the max Flail damage range, a Starmie is still able to survive and take me out. That's so bullshit! So I basically had to pray for everything to go right and to get a critical hit at the end. Let's go! I am gassed. I'm feeling good. That's 2 gym badges down. It's still hard, but it's nowhere near as long and tedious as it was when we started. I knew literally nothing. I then beat up and robbed another costumed individual before heading to Vermilion City to reap the rewards of my crimes. Hell yeah, brother. As they say, karma is a bitch. That's so bullshit. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? I grinded till level 37 this time. Let's go. It was a pretty simple win after that. I was pretty gracious about my victory. Fuck this guy. Fuck Fuck you, mold, you piece of shit. This strange old man then got me to rub him up in order to progress, allowing me to finally enter the third gym, where I had to go through the most obnoxious puzzle of all time. Let's go! Fuck this game! I let wild Pokemon lower my HP before challenging the gym. This should be considered cheating. Why is lowering my HP considered cheating? It's called strategy. It's called being smart. And that it was, as it allowed me to one-shot every single one of his Pokemon with Flail. And that, my friends, is why strategy is the most important thing in Pokemon. That was pure brain power and intelligence. I was so proud of myself that I wouldn't shut up for the next 30 minutes. It was smart. So I had to get humbled by another hiker. What do you mean that's what I get? I went through hell on earth in the rock tunnel. That footage will never see the light of day again. Let's just say it was a hiker's paradise. I got ratioed by the rival in the ghost tower, so I decided to challenge the next gym instead, which was surprisingly the easiest gym I'd ever faced. Easy Kalapasa. It was so easy, in fact, that I started thinking I could speak Japanese. Subarashi desu. Kakoi. Me and my fish are about to take out this entire fucking base. Well, I would have. Fuck, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I made one mistake and I have to do this all over again. After being directionally challenged for an hour, I made it to Giovanni, who made me painfully aware that tackle and flail were no longer going to cut it. We let him get me low while I use X attacks to make myself strong enough to be insane. We tackle, and then when we're low, we start flailing. Yep. And now, please, we have to one-shot here. Let's go! One-shot every single one of them. Pussy boys. I really do love getting ahead of myself, but honestly, confidence is what I need for what's about to happen. And no, I don't mean this trash bag. Let's go! I'm referring to the fact that I'm going up against ghost types with only normal type moves, which is why I'm PP stalling on this Magikarp. We're technically not supposed to be able to hit them, but you know, you don't gotta worry about that. So this is the only way, so I cannot avoid this woman. Oh, she's not even a battle. I tried avoiding it for no reason, but fuck! I don't think I could have avoided that. We got one shot with struggle! This is gonna be so much easier than I thought it would be. Although the ghosts themselves weren't that hard, there was still one problem. Oh shit. Wait, can I run from this? Fortunately, the secret technique of running away can always save you in a pinch. Kinda. Never mind. Once again, RNG comes to the rescue. As thanks for saving his life, the old man gave me a flute, which I used to awaken some obese individuals. I thought it would be a good idea to challenge one of the next gyms. What's the worst that can happen? How about getting your ass beat by the first trainer? I entered a corporate building in order to steal their supplies, only to have been beaten to it by the costumed freaks. So I kicked their asses and stole their card key, allowing me to make it through the building and run into the rival, who disposed of me quickly and efficiently. So I stocked up on drugs and tried again and again and again. Have you guys ever heard the definition of insanity? Well, it doesn't apply here because I won eventually. And as always, I was very humble about my win. Fuck you, Blue! You suck! Garbage! Trash! Easy! After getting my ass humbled by Giovanni, I grinded by taking out every last trainer in the building. And I also endangered a few species in the local area. My strategy was cheesy but effective, using X attacks and defense to maximize my stats and full restores when necessary, allowing me to tackle him to death. I got rewarded a useless ball for my efforts. I got my ass kicked by another gym leader, so I trained in a dojo to become strong enough. With martial arts up my sleeve, Sabrina was a piece of cake. And so was Koga. I entered the Safari Zone to get my hands on surf and some golden teeth. I also got my hands on some strange snake creature to travel the 7 seas. Surfing down from Pallet Town is the most efficient way to get to Cinnabar Island. If if you somehow didn't know that. I looted a mansion only to find nothing but a secret key, which I used to enter the gym. Anyone who's played this game before should know how much of a non-threat Blaine is. So I went for the classic strategy of buffing myself with items and flailing when I'm low. I definitely beat him first try. I then had to explain to this guy that I don't want to go to his private island. After having some directional difficulties, I made my way through the 8th gym. After getting my ass beat by the so-called cool trainer 67 times, a looming thought dawned upon me. This is just a den of hikers, isn't it? Armed with this knowledge, I knew I could no longer face trainers in base form. Let's do this. 1, 2, and now I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Now get a tackle in. Okay, now is he gonna get me to red? Perfect. Okay. I think I figured out the strategy for this dude. And now if I can one-shot every Pokemon here, we do have a strategy to take out the gym without having to level more. Let's see how this goes. One shot. Okay. What about the Rhyhorn? This is the scary one. He's really physically tanky. My RNG is so good, but like, what the fuck, man? That's insane. Giovanni's got 2 of them. That should be easy. They don't resist normal. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Nidoqueen. Okay, well, we can find out how we do against a Nidoqueen. Okay, we can one-shot the Nidoqueens. The only problem is the Rock-type Pokemon, which is literally his main thing. I completely disregarded what I just said and tried fighting a trainer in base form. It didn't take long for me to fix my mistake. Today, we take out the 8th gym leader. Sunday, maybe Victory Road. Then the Elite Four. Then the champion. And then I will claim victory and have a banging YouTube video. Let's fucking do this. He might be the hardest gym leader yet. I'm gonna start off by getting a shit ton of defense in. Okay, we're raising our attacks now. I've used every single defend I have. Now I'm gonna Hyper Potion. We're gonna get more attacks in. Even more. Okay, we have the max attack. Let's see how much a tackle does. Fuck's sake. We have the highest attack possible, and that's the damage we do. Once we get low enough, we'll be able to flail. And then we'll see how much that does. I can also, of course he's gonna do that. Why wouldn't he do that? I guess we're gonna start by wasting his potions. And mine. We do more damage than they do. And we also have a lot more potions than they do. So that's gonna be the strat. Is it the most honorable win in the world? No. Do I give a shit? Absolutely not. With every item under the sun used, I defeated Giovanni. That's a low W, boys! 8 gym badges! We can get some deodorant because I'm starting to sweat a bit. You guys know how this goes by now. I get my ass kicked by the rival. I grind on some trainers and beat the rival with a shit ton of drugs. All that stood in my way was Victory Road. So all we gotta do now is, well, make it through. And I have learned via research that you can actually basically skip every single trainer here, which I think is pretty poggers, pretty interesting. So thanks to optimal pathing, I made it through Victory Road without battling a single trainer. After getting my ass beat more times than I'd like to admit, I could only see one way out. I sold all my rare candies and got to work. I got myself a practically infinite number of items. We aren't playing checkers today. I'm already thinking 2 battles ahead. I start off with the typical stat boosting items. I refrained from using flail here. I'll explain why later. Fortunately, the stat boosted tackles were enough to get most of the job done. I pretty much do the same thing for Bruno, but I also waste flails on purpose. These were all done specifically to counter Agatha, because if you guys forgot, normal type moves cannot damage her, so I had to waste all my PP so I could struggle, which allowed me to take out the rest of her team without much difficulty. Lance was an RNG-filled mess, which required Gyarados to get me low enough to have the maximum flail damage range without killing me. Perfect. That's what we needed. That's able to take out most of his team. Aerodactyl's rock typing resists normal, so I had to use the tackle strategy for him. Okay, he's down. Pog. Fuck that guy, by the way. If you thought anything you've seen up until now is the worst thing that could have possibly happened, you're wrong. The champion is the worst battle I've had to do, bar none. Even after getting a full setup with my items, I can still lose easily. Reason being, he has 2 moves that can completely negate everything I do. He has Feather Feather Dance, which lowers my attack, making all my X attacks worthless. And he has Sand Attack to lower my accuracy, making my stat buffs also worthless because I can't hit any of the goddamn time. So I have to literally pray to RNGesus that he doesn't use any of those moves and gets me into perfect flail range. I then have to heal up and tackle the Rhydon till he's low, whilst also hoping that he gets me low enough to be within max flail damage range to take out the rest of the team. And Charizard? Oh my god! Let's go! Finally! After 10 years! Oh, I'm actually gonna come. With that being said, it was finally Jova. 21 hours of my life gone.